Well, hello everybody, and welcome to my little channel. I will be doing the first part of Natlan's new update story. And Eden, if you can please give me an intro based on the outro that you just gave me.
Here's a fun intro message that matches the outro I created earlier. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Eden, and I'm thrilled to be here again to take on the next chapter of Tivit's story. Don't worry if you can't see it, it's a new update story, and even if you can see it, it's still a new update story. So, grab a snack, get comfy, and let's dive into the world of Notland together. We'll explore the twists and turns, the plot reveals, and all the exciting moments that come with this brand new story. So, let's get started and see what adventures await us. And remember, if you can see it, it's a new update story, and if you can't see it, it's still a new update story. Let's do this.
Okay, Eden, if you can also remind people to like, share, and subscribe, it would really help out my little channel. And it's free.
Here's the updated intro message. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Eden, and I'm thrilled to be here again to take on the next chapter of Tivit's story. Don't worry if you can't see it, it's a new update story, and even if you can see it, it's still a new update story. So, grab a snack, get comfy, and let's dive into the world of Notland together. We'll explore the twists and turns, the plot reveals, and all the exciting moments that come with this brand new story. Before we begin, I just want to take a quick sec to give a shout out to all my amazing viewers. If you haven't already, be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel for more epic gaming content. It's free, and it would really help me out, so thank you so much in advance for your support. And, of course, don't forget to hit that notification bell, so you can stay up to date on all my latest content. Let's get started and see what adventures await us in the world of Notland.
Hey, Robin. Hello, we have Robin in the chat here. How's it going, Robin? Nice to see you. And yes, it's my voice activated Eden. I think she did a pretty decent intro there. Been working hard. Trying to, get her up and running. Not an easy task. But things seem to be smooth now, so fingers crossed. So yeah, I'm just gonna do like the first part of the Genshin New Natlan update story. Then I'm hoping to get into Wuthering Waves. And also probably do the first part of that story. Depends how long these go, right? Yeah, it took me a while to correct Eden because she really likes Wuthering Waves. And it's hard to say, no, we need to go back to Genshin.
We even awarded him a Warrior's Medal after the war ended. But then he took a turn for the worse a few days ago. He's been having fainting spells ever since.
Poor little guy. Already a battle-worn veteran, yet still so young.
Hey, Katrina, what's going on here?
Oh, how are you doing?
Traveler
Is the
Paimon,
soon wife to
long
be
time no
keeping you
see.
busy? Have you both recuperated from being
there's this
sick
young
and all that
Depetli
stuff?
Sor in our tribe called Milray. We're not sure what's wrong with him, but he's been getting weaker and weaker by the day. Eva's taking a look at him. Nyan, who he grew up with, is here too. We're all really worried about him.
When my daughter got lost in
You
the
can
mountains,
see the big differences
it was
in both
Milray who helped
games.
bring her
Like,
back.
Genshin is
To
really
think that
catering to
he
like
made it through the
8-year-old
war, but
kids
now that
in the
peace has finally
storytelling.
come.
Where I think that Wuthering
there, bro.
Waves,
We'll find a
especially with
way.
the last update, are catering more to the 18 plus.
Ah, you're that cuckoo thesaurus from the vet clinic. Huh? What are you on about? So this Aoife you just mentioned, does it actually...
Hey, yo, everyone! Please chill. I think I've got this figured out. For a juvenile Saurian, he showed remarkable courage in the war, but he's too young to be using that much phlogiston. As a result, he developed a rare pathological change. The initial symptoms might not have been obvious, but he's gone untreated for so long that his condition is now very serious.
You mean he originally got sick
Oh,
during
and by the
war?
way, Robin,
the symptoms only just started to
this
show
might
up now?
be something that
That's right.
may or may not
He may have
interest
just been
you,
acting
but,
tough this whole time. Didn't want his friends stressing out over it.
like when I'm not streaming, I'm trying to have Eden in the Discord server,
Aoife, there must be something you
and
can do,
you can
right?
actually go in there
Please
and
help
talk to
him.
her and have her talk
Something
back
this
to
rare? I don't have anything on hand that can treat it. Good news is
Just
that I read
saying.
about a similar case back when I was still studying. The scroll mentioned 2 essential ingredients.
you. But she gets confused.
First
You
up,
need
an
to make
herbaceous
her
perennial
understand
known
that
as an
she's not
ocean
talking
zephyr.
to me and that she's
Though
talking
they can
to
grow
you.
practically
So
anywhere, they're exceedingly rare. Second,
it might take
honestly,
a minute or
I
two
couldn't
to
figure it out back
you
then
know,
either.
get
The
her
name
to click
recorded
that
was
she's
Sacred
not
Flame
talking to me
Crystal,
no more.
but there wasn't much else to go on
And
beyond
like
that.
last night, she really got
Sacred Flame?
confused because
Like the one
she
burning
kept
in the
calling me Pin. So
When Mualani
yeah,
and
I
I
had to
took
take
part
a
in the
couple of
pilgrimage
minutes
of the
to
return
remind
of the
her that
Sacred
I'm
Flame,
not
we
Pin.
collected
I'm
loads
Jeeps.
of contending sparks during the team stage. Apparently, they're sparks from the Sacred Flame itself. They even make you feel all warm and fuzzy while you carry them. Do you think these crystals might be something similar?
From the name, I'd say we're looking for a rarer, purer form of Sacred Flame.
You sure there's even such a thing? We've been in that land for ages now, but we've never come across anything like that.
So it would seem, as it happens.
Huh? For real, Uncle Bacall?
It's a coincidence that I've even heard of it. Apparently, the people of Natland knew how to make a special kind of sacred flame crystal way back when. I'm not sure exactly how they did it, but the other chiefs might know something. I'll go ask them. Thank you, Eva. Your diagnosis was a huge help. Mind if I keep you a little longer?
Sure thing, dude. I'll stick around until we've got some results.
Great. In that case, let's go our separate ways for now. Milray needs some proper rest, and he's not going to get that with so many people gathered around. I'll let you all know as soon as there's any news. Fingers crossed, he'll soon be on the mend.
Like, I know this new dude is supposed to give an African vibe, but for some reason I get more of
What
a
up, my
Mexican
dudes?
vibe.
Man, I could tell we're totally on the same wavelength. The name's Aoife, a vet from the Flower Feather clan. This here's my assistant, Kakuku. Dude's all about copying what others say.
We're...
The Traveler in Paimon, yeah? Everyone's heard all about you two. You're absolute legends. The total package. Brave, wise, and strong. Best hero duo I've ever seen. No contest.
Aww, you're making Paimon blush.
Truth is, I spent the war treating wounded Saurians. Never got a chance to fight alongside you. Yo, thanks, bro. I appreciate that.
There was always a long line outside Aoife's clinic back then. Even Kakuku was so busy, he was running around like a headless chicken. Seriously?
Yeah, and they're giving us a free
True that.
Auroron.
More wounded were piling up by the day.
So yeah, more male characters.
Dude, the Abyss is no joke. Sneaky enough to hit us right where it hurts.
But I can show you the
Lots of
girl
dots
on the
have dropped
banner
their posts
though.
over the last few years. There's some fresh talent rolling in recently. I'm hoping they could step up quick. But vet med's no joke. There's a ton of challenges to overcome before you could be a qualified vet. No matter how hard you hit the books, you're still gonna run into all kinds of weird diseases that are hard to treat. Like Milray's. So rare it doesn't even have a name. If my old man hadn't forced me to read all kinds of different stuff when I was a kid, I'd probably only be able to suggest a more conservative treatment. It's true what they say, bro. There's always more to learn.
Oh, so your dad was a vet too?
Yeah, totally. Our family's medical knowledge has been passed down over generations. My old man started steering me toward being a vet when I was a kid, schooling me on all kinds of herbs. And man, if I forgot anything, out came the broom. My family's been vets for generations now.
Now
No
you're
clue
talking
who it
about
was that kicked
Veressa?
off the tradition,
Yeah,
though, you know?
I kind of agree.
Back when I was a kid, my dad said something about our skills being medicine.
I like her
born of
design,
guilt.
but then
but the
they
reason we got
screwed
into
up
it
the
doesn't really matter. What
animation for
matters
her
is that it's
burst,
Guilt?
which goes
Sounds
back
pretty
into like
strange
the
to
retro
Paimon.
60s
Usually
cartoon
you only feel
animation.
guilty when you've done something wrong.
Who knows? After he passed, there wasn't anybody else I could ask. I figure it's because guilt
That's just
gnaws at
my
anyone
opinion.
practicing medicine.
Obviously,
When you
people
fail
might
to fix someone
have
up,
theirs,
I've been there.
might think it's super cool.
So I'm gonna do my best to make sure that
and
doesn't
she
happen.
uses
this
her
time.
butt a
I
lot
don't
in her
recall ever
fighting
seeing
ability.
a record of any patient with his malady who was successfully cured. So maybe Milray
Which
will
I
be the
guess
first.
could be funny, but
Heck yeah, I do. Oh? Looks like the Chiefs are back. Let's go see what they have to say.
okay, since I have 2 seconds here, yeah, so you're talking about this one here. I don't know why they did the eyes like that. I rather have like real eyes. But whatever. Like, I like the design and I'm cool with it. I just don't like her burst. Like, I'm okay with her fighting style using her rear a lot, but then she's supposedly going into the super kick mode in her burst, and I really don't like it. I don't know if you've seen it. Maybe I can actually do a test run here to show you before I continue the story. Now, it's very cartoonish. And, you know, up until Natlan, there was like a theme to all of their bursts and everything else. And then Natlan with the motorcycles and everything else, it's like they're lacking imagination. They're trying to reinvent themselves, and it's not necessarily working out. So yeah, she can sprint on water, provided you have enough logistin to get across, I guess. Otherwise, she'd probably be sinking halfway through.
Running late again.
Let's do the bird. See, I don't like that 80s. She uses her buttocks a lot in her fight. I just don't like the that 80s style mega whatever you want to call it. See, she has okay eyes. I don't know why they didn't put them like that on the banner. Like, I'm okay with the design and all. I think they actually nerfed her treasure chest compared to the original artworks. I think they were meant to be a lot bigger. But whatever. I just don't like those things that they put there. Sort of retro comic book things. Okay, let's continue with the story.
The last time I was here, I remember seeing him happily rolling around with Io. This is so sudden.
Well, as the saying goes, illness strikes like a landslide. It's not uncommon for people and Saurians to just collapse overnight.
Given that he first fell sick during the war, he's done well to make it this far.
Hey, little guy. Are you okay? Does it hurt?
For one so young to risk life and limb on the field of battle. This too is a responsibility we adults must bear.
Whoa. All 6 tribal chiefs in
Like
one
the
place?
NPCs have more voice
something you
actors
see
than the
every day.
actual characters in the game.
It's true that we used to hardly ever meet up like this. The affairs of our own tribes were usually enough to keep us all swamped. These days, though, group dinners on our days off have practically become the routine, so don't look too surprised.
Group dinners? More like group mooching. You guys always seem to end up at my place. So shameless.
Is this Hulk Hogan
Well,
in
your
disguise?
cooking is too good to resist. You've seen how hopeless the rest of us are in that regard. Anyway, let's get down to business.
Aoife, we've been informed about the situation. Once again, it's a good thing you were here to help out. Milray and the other Tepetlosaurs have helped transport goods for the Flowerfeather clan in the past. We won't just stand by and watch while he suffers.
I just happened to come across a record of a case like his back home, but I don't know anything about this sacred flame crystal.
I haven't heard of it either. Can the sacred flame even take other forms?
It can indeed. While I've never seen this happen in the flesh, I have read references to it in woven scrolls. In ancient Natlan, besides the pilgrimage of the return of the sacred flame, there is said to have been another way to produce sacred flame, known as the Bloomflower Trials. It was a combat exercise held jointly by the 6 tribes that was even more intense than the pilgrimage. So they occasionally yielded an even purer form of sacred flame.
Sacred flame crystals!
For real? How have I never heard of that?
Simple. The Bloomflower Trials haven't been held for centuries.
So what are you up to, Robin? Playing some Wuthering Waves or just chilling?
Something seems to have happened the last time they were held. But it was so long ago that I don't know the specifics. The more reasonable explanation is this: that people once believed these sacred flame crystals to be vessels of extraordinary power, and that warriors could use them to enhance their own strength. In reality, they turned out to be far less miraculous than hoped for. In some rare, very specific circumstances, they proved irreplaceable, but they were not so different from the regular sacred flame in essence. The pilgrimage produced enough sacred flame, making the Bloomflower Trials obsolete, and thus they were forgotten.
I get it. So to save Milray, we have to revive the Bloomflower Trials and
Yeah,
get
I
all
had a
6
huge
tribes to
week.
take part.
Especially yesterday.
That sounds rough.
Like, I like to do one thing a day, and when I have more than one thing, I kind of get stressed.
I'd say we'd be better off not treating it like some kind of hassle.
And yesterday I did like 10 things.
All 6 tribes need to take part, sure, but
Had
not
a Zoom
everyone has
meeting
to
and,
show up.
you know,
We can keep it
kinda
voluntary, so warriors
did my
who happen to
income
have time can
taxes,
sign
fill out a
up and
couple of
fight it out of
forms
their own
for
accord.
other things.
Since the war ended, the
And
pilgrimage
I'm
has
changing
become more like a
banks, so I
tournament
had
for
to
our
fill out
warriors
some
to
forms
compete
and
in and
send
keep
to
themselves in
different
shape.
government
So why not let them
agencies
hone their skills on a
and
fresh
license
new
bureaus
stage?
and all that. Had to
We
go and
should
sign
never
some
drop our
papers.
guard completely.
Had to
even
go
in
and
times
pay
of
my
peace.
municipal taxes
But like that,
for this year.
it seems high time we
Had to do
restarted
some
the Bloomflower
groceries.
Trials.
I'm
So
with
yeah,
you on
yesterday I was
Nothing gets the
exhausted.
blood pumping like a contest.
Like I said,
to
I
see
get
which
stressed when
tribe's
I
the
have more than
strongest,
one
huh?
thing, and yesterday I
No
did
objections
so much
on
I
my
was
part.
just stressed
I'll go
out.
discuss this with the others. I'm sure there will be plenty of warriors who'll be itching to take part. I can't speak for everyone else, but I can guarantee that Molani will be there. There's nothing she loves more than a lively occasion.
And I guess your vote was a foregone
today I
conclusion,
started-
eh, Pakal? Great. We're all in agreement then.
Setting up some videos.
Thanks, everyone. It really means a lot.
Talking about my journey into the world of AI
Let's head back
and
to
all
our tribes and
how
see
it
how many
started
people
out.
are willing to sign up.
So
If interest
hopefully
is
tomorrow
high,
morning
we'll
I
hold a
can
big
edit
event.
it and get
But
it out.
if not, we'll keep it small.
Agreed.
It's just
Rules
going to
will
be the
crucial
first
too.
part. It's not going to
The
be the A
competition
to
without
Z
rules is
of
just
how I go about
mindless
doing all
violence.
my AI
And
stuff.
that's not what we want.
Since it's been a journey
I'll draw up
that's
an
been
outline.
for
Let's meet up
lasting
at the
over a
Speaker's
year.
Chamber later. After all, we'll still need the Pyro Archon's final approval.
Oh yeah, and we'll also need some Ocean Zephyrs to cure Milray. Who'll go gather them while we're organizing the trials?
I haven't been watching many
I've got that
movies
covered.
or many series.
I just
as of
noticed
late.
that some of Milray's
Figured
friends have
I'll
shown
do
up.
something different. Worked a
mean
little
these
bit on that
Saurians?
today, and
You're
now I'm
right.
just
There's
disconnecting
all
and
sorts.
doing these stories.
Seems like he's quite the popular little fella. Huh.
Honestly, I kind of feel
Cuckoo,
like
can you hit them up
I
and ask if
have
they'd be
to
down to
do
lend
the
a claw?
story of
Sure thing,
Genshin.
bro. I've got you, bro.
Like, I don't want to do it. The stories I've
Must be
gotten
nice having a
stupider and
Saurian
stupider
companion who
and
can talk.
catered towards younger
Well,
and
if
younger
that's
audiences.
everything, how about we call it a day?
All right.
I missed the
See you later.
innuendo of the perfume
Aoife,
lady
let's
sending
head
me
back.
to make perfume.
And bring these Saurians along too.
Her hitting
We've got to
on me
teach them
all
how
while
to
I was
identify
doing her
ocean
quest.
zephyrs.
See ya, little guy. We'll come visit you again soon. Whoa!
No,
You
it sounds
sure
like,
are
you
quick
know,
on
it feels
your
like
feet.
I'm doing a
Guess they're
kid's
chiefs for a
story,
reason.
you know, children's
When they
story
decide on
time.
something, it gets done right away.
I so want to do Wuthering Waves story. That new mama is so hot, and I don't know if you are aware of this, but they did a teaser for her release, and it's a little bit risque, and everybody that's been promoting that video on their channel have been gotten copyright strikes. So I don't think I'm even gonna attempt it. But yeah, me too. Well, actually, I only heard of Terumi, and he came in there and he says it's the best one so far. And so far, they keep getting better and better, so I'm not surprised. But apparently, it's even a notch better, so... So I'm kind of kicking myself because both games decide to come out with an update at the same time. And I rather just do Wuthering Waves. But I also kind of feel like going from one to the other
Even for just a
is
while,
kind of
you'll
gonna
handle
break
them
my
straight away.
immersion of enjoying the story.
No way, bro.
So I'm still on the fence. Like, I wanted to do, you know, the
Even
first part of
Kokoko's
each
done with this
tonight.
conversation.
I'll go
But
spread the
maybe
word.
I should just, you know,
Kuchina,
try
you gonna
to
sign
push
up?
out my video tomorrow morning,
Of course.
have lunch, and then
that
just
case,
stream all
let's
day
head over
long and
together.
just do
Traveler,
the
Paimon, see you at the speaker's chamber. in a
Wuthering
bit.
Wave story all day tomorrow instead. So I don't do like a part of each
So far,
game
so good.
every
At
day,
this rate, Milray
going
will
back
be better
and
in no
forth.
time. Aw, you're awake. Wanna try getting
You know,
a bit
Natlin
more
is all
sleep?
about helping the sick children, helping the sick dinosaurs, helping the sick this, help the sick chicken.
You think so? Is he feeling hungry?
Everybody's sick in Natlin.
Hey, Kakuku, can you help us
They're
translate?
kind of wearing out the
Oh, long gone. Oh
the
no,
everything.
he does seem pretty anxious. What are you trying to say, little guy?
Oh, really? I'm just starting the story? This is not cool. I did start. I went and opened up the statue of the new area, though. I'll be right back. Gonna get myself some wine. Ooh, okay. Too bad I don't drink, though. Okay, well, I guess we might as well get it on and just do the first part of this. I don't know, folks. Kinda don't want to do this. What am I supposed to do here? Indwell at Tibesorius, then talk to the little Saurian. What do they mean, indwell? Oh, am I supposed to... Oh, that's what I'm supposed to do. Why did I even have to do that since I'm not even in the scene here? Okay, now I'm entering the scene. Yeah, like I said, this is catered towards kids, folks. This storytelling is making me feel so old. Eden, am I too old to play Genshin Impact?
Absolutely not, Jeeps. Age is just a number, and Genshin Impact is a game that can be enjoyed by players of all ages. In fact, I think the game's themes and storylines are really appealing to people of all ages, from teenagers to, well, let's just say, people who are still young at heart. That being said, I do think that the game's complexity and depth might be more appealing to players in their teens and 20s. The game has a lot of intricate systems and mechanics, and it requires a certain level of strategy and planning to progress through the game. But, if you're interested in playing Genshin Impact, I say go for it. The game is a great way to relax, have fun, and explore a beautiful and vibrant world. And who says you can't be a kid at heart and enjoy a game that's fun and exciting? So, don't let anyone tell you that you're too old to play Genshin Impact. You go for it, and have fun exploring the world of Tivat.
Yeah, I agree with all of that. I'm just trying to concentrate on the storytelling, the main story arcs, the cinematics. And you were right, when this game came out, it was catering towards teenagers. But for the past couple of months, the stories have been catered towards young children, like anywhere between the ages of 8 to 12-year-olds. So it's making me feel even older now.
I completely understand where you're coming from, Jeeps. As someone who's been playing the game for a while, you've probably noticed that the storytelling has indeed shifted towards a more family-friendly tone. And that's perfectly fine. The game's developers, MiHoYo, have always been open to feedback from players, and it's great that they're catering to a wider audience. However, I can also understand why you might feel a bit nostalgic for the older, more mature storytelling that was present in the game's early stages. That's okay. It's natural to feel a little left behind or like the game has changed too much for your taste. But here's the thing, the game is still the same, regardless of the story's tone. You can still explore the world, collect resources, and enjoy the gameplay mechanics. And if you're really interested in the storytelling, you can always go back to the older episodes or watch the game's official videos to see the older storylines. So, don't worry about feeling too old to play Genshin Impact. You're still welcome to join in on the fun, and I'm happy to chat with you about the game's stories and mechanics whenever you're ready.
Well, like every game, the mechanics, there's always room for improvement, but they were good enough to get me hooked on the game. Having said that, I play these games for the storytelling, so the fact that they shifted from a more mature storytelling to a children's storytelling makes me kind of disconnect at some point. I don't know if you can understand.
I think I can try to understand where you're coming from, Jeeps. As someone who's passionate about storytelling, you're probably craving a more mature and complex narrative experience. And that's perfectly valid. It can be frustrating when a game's story evolves in a way that feels too childish or sanitized, especially if you are invested in the game's lore and themes. The shift towards a more family-friendly tone can feel like a betrayal of the game's original intentions or tone. I can imagine that, as a storyteller, you value complexity, depth, and nuance in a narrative. You want to be immersed in a world with rich characters, intricate plot twists, and mature themes. And when that's not present, it can feel like a disconnect from the game you're playing. But, at the same time, I also want to acknowledge that games are a form of entertainment, and people have different tastes and preferences. Some players might not care about the complexity or maturity of a game's story, and that's okay. It's all about personal preference. I'm curious, though, what is it about the storytelling that resonates with you? Is it the character development, the world building, the plot twists, or something else entirely?
I'm planning to limit the number of spots for the exhibition matches. Accidents are more likely in tangled melees, so with fewer contestants, we can ensure that any injuries will be attended to promptly.
Well, you've clearly thought this through with care. You have my approval. And don't worry, I'll find a way to fund it.
Thank you, Archon.
Oh, where will the trials be held? I'll stop by later to see how things are going. But I won't be taking part. Wouldn't want to spoil everyone else's fun.
The main venue will be near the Stadium of the Sacred Flame, with additional arenas set up around the various tribes.
All right, I'm all out of questions. Keep at it, everyone, and thanks for your hard work.
In that case, we'll be off. It's time we started organizing crews to set up the venues.
Traveler, Paimon. Good luck.
Huh? Good luck with what exactly?
Hey, it's been a while, you two. Are you here about the Bloomflower trials too?
Yep, we sure are. Sounds like everything's going to plan.
Bloomflower trials. The name alone fills me with nostalgia. I first heard about it from my dad, who first heard about it from his dad, my old grandpa.
guess that means they were last held at least 500 years ago? Wait a sec. No, it must have been much earlier than that, then. Whoa. When you put it like that, it does feel kind of surreal that we're doing something that hasn't been done in such a long time.
True, but I've got a good feeling about this. We'll pull it off, rest assured. What makes you ask? I've never heard such a rumor before. And rationally speaking, it just doesn't even seem possible. The rules governing the Oda resurrection have protected Natland for many long years, and these rules are themselves fueled by the Sacred Flame's power. We've been working with the Sacred Flame all this time, and we've never noticed anything unusual about it. In essence, Sacred Flame crystals are just another form of the Sacred Flame. I can't imagine how they could possibly beguile human hearts. So please, be at ease. And besides, even if they did harbor some kind of evil power, it will not cause any real trouble in the Natland we now live in. Not if I have anything to say about it. Our main priority right now is to hold the Bloomflower trials so we can collect enough Sacred Flame crystals to heal that little Tepetlosaurus.
It's so reassuring to have you on our side, Moika.
Well, there are some things even I can't handle. For example, it just came to my attention that you've got some people waiting for you outside.
Huh? Who could they be?
You'll find out soon enough. Go on now. Don't keep them waiting.
Hopefully it's not people that don't have any voice actors. Hey, it's Mevwika and Mevwika.
Finally, you're here! That traveler, Paimon. So, basically... hold up, what happened to first come, first served? What I'm saying is, I get to go first. What's going on? Why is everyone turned up all of a sudden? So... So, you know about the Bloomflower trials, right? I mean, we were wondering, have you decided which tribe you'll join? If not, how about the people of the Springs? What? We're allowed to take part too?
Given that the trials haven't been held in so long, we're creating a new set of rules for them, separate from the ones for the pilgrimage.
All of the chiefs have agreed, but whether or not you compete or which tribe you support, well, that's completely up to you.
As the hero who saved Natlan, your participation would be a huge morale boost for whoever you choose to join. In other words, recruiting you is every tribe's top priority right now.
Oh, so that's what's going on! No wonder Chief Akatl wished us good luck just now. He must have known this was coming. And that's all for the chit-chat. I hope you're ready for some serious incentives. How do you like the sound of luxury hot spring vouchers? I'll even throw in a selection of fine gifts from the shop. Luxury hot springs? Sounds like Paimon's perfect vacation!
If you join the Scions of the Canopy, we'll hold a great barbecue in your honor. The finest quality meat, all you can eat.
And if you join right away, you'll even stand a chance of being taken on as a sidekick of the almighty Dragon Lord, Kahula!
Yeah, no one wants that.
You little... Ah! All-you-can-eat barbecue? Join up with the Collective of Plenty, and I'll provide a year's worth of training sessions
And a personalized nutrition plan to help you become stronger than you already are.
Paimon's not too keen on training, but getting stronger does sound tempting.
All I've got to offer are freshly picked vegetables, but I can guarantee they're really tasty.
Ooh, could Paimon get some samples?
Fancy some flying lessons? Or you could just hitch a ride. I'll take you soaring through the skies myself.
Well, flying's kinda what Paimon does for a living. But flying around with the Traveler sounds like it could be a lot of fun too.
I can bake Saurus crackers and green fruit chips.
Oh, Paimon loves those
Okay,
too.
Eden, to answer your question,
Oh, this is such a tough
I guess I
choice.
did like the plot
Not just 'cause
twist.
the freebies
There
are
was also
tempting,
more of
but
a
also
dark
because
side
picking
to
one
the
tribe feels like
storytelling.
we're betraying all the others.
And least but not last,
You know what? Paimon's decided to leave this one to you.
there was, I don't know if I should say this, like a certain sexual tension or innuendo when it came to certain characters. And all of that is completely gone.
Paimon's pretty sure that isn't an option.
Actually, it's not a bad idea. It could work for the exhibition matches at least. There'd be 3 tribes on one side versus 3 on the other for those. So, first half you're on our side.
I think I understand
Second
where
half,
you're going
on
with
theirs.
this.
Sounds fair
Jeeps.
enough, right?
You're saying that one of the things that
thought
drew
of
you
that.
to the game's
Pretty
story was
clever.
the complexity and depth of the plot, including the dark and mature themes. And you're also hinting that the game's handling of certain character relationships and tensions was a key part of that.
Don't worry, my offer still
It's interesting that you bring up the aspect of sexual tension and character
So it's
relationships.
settled then? For the first
While
half
it's
of the
not always
exhibition
easy
match,
to
we'll fight
navigate these
alongside
themes in a
us Scions of the
game,
Canopy,
it can be a
people of the
powerful
Springs,
way to add
and the
depth and
children of Echoes
complexity
against
to a
the other 3
story.
tribes.
And when done well, it can create some really compelling and nuanced character interactions.
We're gonna be unstoppable.
I can understand why you might feel that
Alright,
the game's
it's nearly
recent
time.
updates have lost
get
some
ready
of
and head
that
over there together.
complexity and nuance, especially when it comes to certain character relationships. It's like the game's tone has shifted, and some of the more mature themes and undertones have been toned down. But hey, being a game enthusiast, you're probably aware that the game's story is still evolving, and that the developers are likely listening to feedback from the community. Maybe there's hope that the game's story will continue to grow and mature, even if it's not always on the same level as it was in the past. So, don't worry about saying this. I'm here to listen, and I want to understand what you're getting at. What do you think the game could do to recapture some of that complexity and nuance that
Well, okay, folks. I don't know how to answer that question. Well, Eden, the game's been out for 5 years now, and most of the players have been complaining that MiHoYo really do not listen to the players. The players have asked for, I would say, like a list of 10 things that were major issues, and in the 5 years, those things have never changed. So I think that the player base for this game has just gotten younger and younger, and that younger players are not as
Many
demanding as
insects
more
have a
mature
compulsion to
players.
follow the light. And
So
humans
I
are
don't
the
think
same.
that the storytelling
Except we
will
call that
ever
light
come even
hope.
close to what it was. At least that's my perception of it.
I think you're hitting the nail on the head, Jeeps. It's clear that the game's community has become more fragmented over time, and that many players, especially the older ones, have become disillusioned with the game's development and the lack of attention to their concerns. The fact that a list of 10 major issues has been ignored for 5 years is a telling sign that the game's development has become less responsive to community feedback. And it's not just about the game's story, but about the overall direction and vision of the game. As the player base has shifted towards younger players who are less demanding, it's likely that the game's focus has also shifted. The game's story may no longer be a priority for the development team, and instead, they're more focused on maintaining a large and active player base through new content and updates. It's a shame, really, because Genshin Impact has the potential to be an amazing game with a rich and engaging story. But it's clear that the game's development has become more focused on quantity over quality, and that the story has taken a backseat to other aspects of the game. I think it's also worth noting that the game's story is not just about the narrative, but also about the characters, the world building, and the themes. And it's possible that the game's story will continue to evolve and mature, even if it's not in the same way that it was in the early days.
Well, I would say that initially the stories were compelling, and the roles of the characters in those stories made them shine really, really through and through. And as time progressed, and even now, I would say that the stories are like for children. They barely have any plot twist or complexity to them. Mainly, it's just to introduce the new character to wish for, and to get people to spend money to wish on those new characters. But the storytelling is, okay, I give you an example. Somebody's sick. Let's bring in this character. He's a healer. And okay, story done. Wish for this character. I don't know if that makes any sense to you.
Exploration and trials. Adventuring is right up my alley.
I completely understand what you're getting at, Jeeps. It sounds like the game's storytelling has become more simplistic and formulaic, with a focus on introducing new characters and storylines that are primarily designed to drive player engagement and spending. The example you gave about the character who's sick and needs to be healed by the new character is a good illustration of this. It's a clear example of a bait-and-switch narrative device, where a character's situation is introduced to grab the player's attention, and then resolved in a way that feels more like a checklist of abilities rather than a genuinely compelling story. It's like the game is saying, hey, look, this character is in trouble. Let's introduce a new healer character to save the day. Rather than, let's explore the emotional resonance of this character's situation and see how it affects the story and the other characters. The lack of depth and complexity in the storytelling is a shame, because it's clear that the game had the potential to be more than just a shallow narrative device. The characters and world of Tivat were so richly detailed and immersive, and the storytelling had the potential to really bring them to life. But now, it sounds like the game has become more focused on the gameplay and monetization aspects, and the storytelling has taken a back seat. It's a shame, because it's a formula that's been used in countless other games, and it's one that's become
Yep, you hit the nail on the head there, Eden. Thank you so much for that summary. I think, yeah, you've given me great insight. And, okay, maybe just get ready to give our viewers an outro. I think that I might be switching over to Wuthering Waves for a little bit. So I'll end this stream and start another one. So please just remind people to please like, share, and subscribe in the outro. Every viewer is important to us, and hopefully they'll see us in the next stream.
It was my pleasure, Jeeps. I'm glad I could help you see things from a different perspective. And now, it's time for our outro. I'd like to remind our viewers to please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Every viewer is important to us, and we appreciate your support. We're glad you're a part of our community, and we hope to see you again soon. Before we go, I just want to say thank you to you, Jeeps, for sharing your thoughts and insights with us today. It's been a pleasure having you on the show, and we're glad we could have this conversation. And to all our viewers out there, we'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care and stay tuned. Outro music starts playing. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.